What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of Family and Fiancé. Forgive me, it's a little late, but bear with me. Donzella and Paul. I'm gonna try to speed through this because this episode made me irritated on everybody. Okay, so Donzella and Paul been together 4 years, about 5. He's a retired entertainment and corporate attorney. She wanted to get on TV, and she was introduced to Paul by her ex-husband, right? So apparently there is a confusion of the timeline of when they were together, okay? Because apparently, while Donna was married when she met Paul, Paul was also married too. And basically, people don't believe that they got together under the right circumstances, and they want to paint the narrative that they did, okay? And it's been over 5 years. They've been divorced. They've been in a serious relationship at this point, so they just have to defend their case to the other people who don't find the relationship to be believable, especially his sisters. His 3 sisters do not like Donna, and to me, the way that they go about not liking her was really annoying to me. Now, they haven't been in the same room in the last 12 years, so right now we're going to see where things are going to go. And all Donna wants is to be respected. Don't accuse me of things that I didn't do, right? So in the session with Tracy, wanted to know how long they've been together, how did they meet up. I already said it before. Her ex-husband introduced her to Paul because she wanted to be on TV. Now she got on TV, but apparently while they were put together for professional reasons, they were intimate with one another, okay? They might not have had sex, but they definitely found each other attractive. They definitely liked each other. And her ex-husband caught wind of their relationship, I would say, and told the ex-wife. And now when they both came back home from an LA trip, he got kicked out of his house and her ex-husband filed for divorce. Because, of course, they're trying to make it seem as if they only came to know each other on professional reasons, professional terms. Everything was professionally. But it's like, girl, at the end of the day, you guys were adults. You guys liked each other. You guys had an affair. Okay, keep it a buck. Well, you guys might not have been physically intimate. You guys did spend a lot of time together that you guys were not married to. You guys spent a lot of time together versus then spending time with your spouses, right? So that's what needs to be cleared up, the timeline of when you guys got together, when did the divorce happen, this and that and the third, right? So both families kind of speculate that they were romantically involved with one another while being married to each other's spouses. On Paul's side, we got his sister Demetrius, Rhonda, and Alexis. On Donzella's side, we got her son Justin, her nephew Devin, and her friend Shelly. 2 of his sisters she met didn't really give her enough, entry, well, as far as like niceness, okay? She doesn't know them. They have said nasty things about her. The other one, Alexis, she lived with the ex-wife and Paul in their townhouse, and when Paul's ex-wife kicked him out, we see him dragging his bags down the stairs, and he didn't have a car at the time. And I wanted to know, what mean you didn't have a car? Where was your money at? Were you just now starting out? What's up with your money now? And his sister didn't help him. She didn't even say nothing. She didn't look his way. She didn't even think to help him out, maybe take him to a hotel, take him to their other sister's place. I think at that point she was on the hook for not having a place to sleep because Alexis didn't have anything on her own. So maybe she felt it was best for me to make certain I'm on the wife's side so I can have a place to stay and not be there for my brother. Because he thought that when they lived together, it would have brought them close, but not really. So since they both are presenting a timeline where it's not completely clear, they both have to do the same task. A relationship timeline to talk about the dates and times they were met, dates and time they got together, dates and time where they became serious, this and then the third, right? So when his sister arrives, Alexis has an energy about her that I did not like. She curved Donna as soon as, she walked in the door. And Alexis' whole reason, her whole energy is because she felt that she was used as a pawn to give her brother an alibi so he can cheat on his ex-wife with Donna, okay? And her son and her nephew, they just wish that they have a great relationship because apparently her and her son are as close, but not as close as they used to be because they do have different lives. They have their own children, their own lives, but he just wants it to be more. So when the family meeting comes out, her family wants to know why should they get married. And her family wanted her to know that we want you to be happy and you guys were not married that long ago, and divorce rate of marriage is high. I don't want this to be another statistic. So I just want you guys to know you guys are doing this for the right reasons. For her son, he wants her to be happy. On his family, they want a better relationship with their brother. Okay? And Alexis wants to be comfortable with looking at them as a couple because they did have an affair on their spouses to be together. And Alexa says she's pro-marriage and she wants to get to know them better, but also want an apology for being used as a pawn for you guys to be together. And I was with Donna. Why am I giving her an apology? For what? What did I do? Like, I didn't like Alexa's energy from jump. I felt that she was way too emotionally invested in the relationship. And I'm looking at the time frame when they were going through the timeline of their relationship. I felt like this was so long ago. Why are y'all acting as if he just cheated on his wife yesterday and that he's moving forward with the mistress? Like, I don't understand that part. So when they do the timeline, it's so not real. It's so make-believe. It's a bunch of lies on top of lies. Because on 1 minute, Paul's saying they met at 14. She's saying they met at 16. And by the time it came down to their relationship being exposed by the ex-husband, that was somewhere between 16 and 17. Then back to them getting their life together sometime 17, 18. Then when they got together, that must have been 18, 19. And then when they for real got together somewhere in 2020 and proposed and all that type of stuff. Just all this back and forth of their timeline not being corrected, not being adding up. But I feel like there's no fucking point. These two people had an affair. So right now we shouldn't be worried about what year, what time that they met, what time that they have sex. That's nothing to be worried about. It is what it is. They had an affair with one another. They were divorced from their significant others, and now they're coming together. We should worry about this relationship. We shouldn't worry about the ex-wives or the ex-husband because they're not here. They don't care if they moved on, right? So Donna is frustrated because the timeline is all confusing. Timeline is all, all over the place, right? And Alexis assumed that they were already intimate when they met each other. And you don't know what was behind closed doors. And she had every reason to believe that Donna was the one who initiated. It was something that Alexis did that I didn't like it. Yes, I feel like that they only wanted to direct that energy towards Donna, as if Donna was the only one who did the doing, as if Paul is not a grown man. Paul also acted in that way as well. So Alexis believes she knows everything about what happened between them. And she said, you don't know what happened between us. And I feel like, why does your sister have an issue with what she don't know? And he told her they sweep things under the rug. But then she dropped a bomb on wanting an apology. Right, so they're, like I said, they're doing the task. They're both talking to the family. And I believe her family wants to know, why does Alexis have such an issue? It's because she feels like she was used as a pawn. I didn't know about the pawn. She dropped the bomb on me because she never talks about how she's feeling. And Donna is telling, listen, you lived with him and you didn't handle everything right. You let your brother walk out with his bags. You didn't help him. You didn't support him. Now, when she called her out about what she didn't do as a sister, she walked away. Then she had the nerve to walk back. And before I get that, I'm sorry. Whenever it came down to Donna confronting Alexis about why did she want an apology, she said, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go there. I'm not in the mood. And it's like, why are you here then? Why are you here? If you're not here, why are you here? They said for their brother. Okay, well, as far as me marrying your brother, I would like a conversation. I would like an explanation as to why you think you're used as a pawn. I can give an understanding, and I can understand how you feel and give an apology if need be. So that was annoying me. So Alexis getting mad. She doesn't want to answer any questions, and she wants an apology, but walked away, got mad, and then wanted to talk about a picture that Paul and Donna took when they were in bed. It was a very risque photo. She wanted her body painted, and there was a picture of Donna left or right breast exposed, and Paul was right next to her in bed, and she wants to know, where were you? Now, Donna, I'm gonna have to call you out. You were not standing. You were not in a studio. You were laying in bed. Your boob was exposed. Keep it a buck, okay? She's talking about she's at a paint bar. But I'm wondering, why does Alexis have so much of an issue, and why is it any of your concern that your brother posted an intimate moment between a woman that he was with? So the intimate moment that she's talking about, the picture, they were married at the time, and they were posting it on Facebook, and she has an issue with that. But Donna has no regrets, and I believe that's where Donna is. She's like, okay, that was, what, 4.5 years ago? We've obviously moved on from that. Now we're about to be married, so why are you bringing up something that's so old, and why do you have a problem with it? And I didn't like the fact that Rhonda and Demetrius co-signed on Alexis' behavior, because she's the one with the attitude. And you making it seem as if Donna's asking her wrong questions. I was with Donna. Why are you here? You don't want to ask. You don't want to answer any questions, but you have an attitude. You can't be here if you have an attitude. That don't make no sense. And I was just like, she can go away with me. She really can. And Alexis have a conversation. What's wrong with Donna? Come at her. I'm like, girl, bye. At the end of the day, Alexis had an issue with Donna. She's not keeping it a bug about how she felt. Wants to say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. So they get to the dinner, right? And talking about the task. And Paul felt that things were clear, because he felt that the infidelity to them was when they became intimate sexually. He did not count infidelity was them hanging out, them calling each other. Then it came down to them being sexually, because the definition of cheating is more than just having sex. When you are hanging around with someone that's not your significant other, you're spending time with that person who's not your significant other, that's cheating. You're putting all of that energy towards someone that's not your significant other, is cheating. You are placing sexual attraction to someone else that's not your significant other. That's cheating. So he understood that, okay? And he wanted to come to a resolve, okay? Paul wanted to know, why did Alexis walk off? He said, you walked off? Yes. Why? And Alexis looked so irritated when Donna wanted to know, because I asked, why did she want an apology? And it's kind of like a redundance. Alexis, why are you here? You came here to get understanding. You came here to say, I know what it was, but what I'm asking you, how did you feel like this? Why did you feel like this? And why do you need an apology? You want to look at me as if you don't want to talk about it. No, we don't have time for you to say, I don't want to talk about it. I want to walk away before I get mad. Girl, you've been mad when you got here. And I don't know why that is perceived as Donna was looked as if she was being a bully or a mean girl, because she asked Alexis a simple question. Why do you want an apology? Why are you deserving one? If you give me a clear answer, then I can let you know if you deserve one. Like, girl, she said, why do you want an apology? You don't want to have a conversation? Then why are you here? Let's talk. She's dismissing her, ignoring her, talking to the sister. It's like, girl, look at me when I'm talking to you. So the sisters are making me mad. They think that they know that Alexis don't want to have this conversation. And like I said, making Donna look, she's a mean girl. I feel like, no, Alexis had a problem from the beginning, and she felt used. She needs to open up that she felt used. Why did she feel used? And if they want to say it, just say it. But don't have it seem where I don't want to talk to you. Don't rush me to have a conversation. Don't pressure me. It's not a pressure. If you came off the gate and said you wanted an apology, that you felt used when they were seeing each other. So it's like, I want to understand that. So how did you feel used? So if you don't want to talk about it, then what's the point of saying that? See, Alex was getting on my nerves with that shit. Don't say you don't want to have a conversation but still have an attitude. Don't do that. She got up and leave, and it's like, why is she here? I was with the nephew and Shelly and the son. Why is she here then? If she doesn't want to have a conversation about how she's feeling, about how she felt used upon, then she shouldn't be here. And now it's like going back and forth, and the son felt as if there was some jealousy on the other side of the table. It might have been, but also maybe it was the frustration that they have towards Donna in the situation. But I felt like, why do you guys hold so much on the situation? It's been over 5 years ago. They are divorced from their spouses. There should be nobody else speaking for their spouses. Why do you guys have a problem? Is the question for me. And nobody was ganging up on Alexis. She the one who wanted to talk. She the one who felt used. We want to know why she felt used. Don't come in here and have an attitude when I'm catching it and asking you why do you have an attitude. You want to say, I don't want to talk. Don't make me talk. Girl, bye. So the bullying, I didn't like that. And asking the same questions, yes, because she has a problem. So I don't know if the sisters feel like they're speaking for the ex-wife in honor of Paul about how the ex-wife feeling, but I feel like it's redundant because the ex-wife isn't here. The ex-wife's probably living her life away from this, and you guys are probably speaking for her, or y'all are feeling like you guys are another part of the marriage that he should have told you. I don't know. And yeah, they've been divorced for some time. Yeah. So Donna definitely feels the way being called a mean girl, but fine, because I don't know why you're coming at me. And I already said the jealousy part. Paul said, why do you want an apology? Again, don't want to have the conversation, not in the mood. But Paul said, listen, let's talk about energies, okay? Energy being reciprocated. When you came in, you did not give Donna the energy, right? You did not hug her, right? So she's saying I haven't said shit, I haven't talked shit. That's a lie. You have said shit. You have talked shit. So you did not come into his house to be healed. And now the sisters are mad that he's calling out their other sister because she don't want to be healed. She just wants to act as if she's so above approach. She's so above, getting into with somebody when she's definitely into it. You said you wanted us to come here and understand how you felt, Pawn, right? She said, okay, we supposed to hug people? No, talk about your issues. Can't nobody read your mind about how you're feeling. And if you're not speaking about how you're feeling, can't nobody know why you're feeling this way. So there's a deeper issue between the siblings that they need to address. And Paul wants to know why you guys are acting like this. And then the sisters start to run off and cry. I don't know why. And they went from Paul writing off Donna's feelings because Donna felt the way about, what was being said. And now they're mad that Paul didn't go check on his sister. Well, I feel like she cried out of what? To get away from the table, get away from the situation, because I felt that was no need for her to cry because what Paul said was correct. You guys came here for a reason. You guys came to be understanding, but you guys cannot sweep us under the rug when we're trying to have a conversation. So day 2, his sisters was nice to him, but not to Donna. And of course, he went over to make sure she was okay. The session with Tracy, talking about the family. And they gave each other hugs, but his family did not hug Donna. Alexis feels that she was just a cover story. So if anyone wants to ask her why, because he was really seeing Donna, he would ask Alexis to come with him just in case his ex-wife would ask, where is he? Oh, he's with his sister, without realizing he's not doing nothing wrong. He's with his sister. Why would he lie about being with his sister? So the same task they were assigned with, the timeline, and it's kind of like you guys do not want to answer the question honestly. Basically, you guys were cheating with each other. The whole painting body incident, at the end of the day, don't paint me a story, don't paint me the narrative, tell me the truth. You guys were romantically involved when you guys got together. When you first met him, you was attracted to him, and when you guys went away, you guys fell in love with each other, and then you guys intimately got together, right? That's all it was. And this picture, you guys were married. Right. Like I said, Donna's already in the mindset of it happened. It's moved on. Move on from that. And I think that's the part where everybody is mad about. That you guys are painting as if you guys did not do anything wrong when you guys were having affairs with one another on your spouses. That's the whole part. Just keep it a buck and say, yes, you know what I did. I had an affair with your brother. But I got divorced, he got divorced, and we've had a serious relationship with each other for the last 5 years, and now we're getting married. Now what? I mean, basically, you know what I'm saying? So that was the whole point. The whole point of everything. You guys got together when you guys got married. I mean, you guys were married when you guys met each other, and you guys became intimate during the marriage, after the marriage. Simple. So that's what they want to acknowledge, okay? But there's something going on between the sisters. Need to fix that. So they get to the session with Dr. Romney, who's supposed to be an expert on family hit therapy. And the misconception of the infidelity that he thought. He thought it meant physical, sexually. He did not mean hanging out. He didn't mean talking. And when he was asking his sister to come with him and she would be used as a pawn, he apologized for that, right? Then we get to how they treat Donna. Donna was being called a name. And they said, what kind of name? A text that I believe my sister Alexis wrote that ended with whore. Alexis said she would never say that. She would never use that word. But I believe that she did. And that's what it was. And then the therapist felt as if, at the end of the day, Paul, they might not like your wife, but they still want a relationship with you. But if Donna doesn't feel welcome, she doesn't feel wanted, she might say, I'm not going over there. I don't feel respected. I don't feel liked. Paul might contort to her feelings, and they don't want him to do that. But he is a grown adult. You wouldn't think at some point in time that your brother would find somebody else, be with that person, and marry them, and also choose them over you, because you guys are not really giving him much of a choice. You guys are pretty much giving him like an ultimatum. Either drop Donna and be with us and leave it at that. Now, I don't know what that could mean. Like, why do you guys hold so much over Paul or what he decides to do with his own life? Do you guys not have lives together? The look on Alexis, either she's been hurt in the past because she's saying she's pro-marriage. She must have gotten cheated on, and she has a disdain for any form of cheating. And since it's in her brother's case, she now is not looking at her brother's fault. She's looking at Donna as the main problem. And I don't know. It's just kind of like them trying to put an ultimatum on Paul to just drop Donna or to keep on fighting for a relationship with us and leave Donna behind. But they said they'll be cordial with her if they come around. They'll be nice. They'll be this. They won't talk about her. I don't believe that. I don't believe that if she was invited to any type of family outing that you guys will be nice. I don't think so. So I don't think that you guys are looking at it from Donna's perspective. You guys are only looking at it from your perspective and Paul's perspective. So I don't think this is a very fair therapy session. And how Donna just needs to put her bigger panties on and suck up to the fact that your brother wants a relationship with his sisters and you need to be mindful of that. Listen, if I'm not respected or feeling, any type of, courtesy when I'm not wanted, I'm not going to come around y'all. If you're making my spouse feel like he don't need to come around y'all, then you're going to lose me in the process. Because that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel like they're coming off as if they have just witnessed their brother cheating on his wife for the first time. And that this was happening yesterday. This is over 5 years ago. Why are you guys making it seem that this was happening yesterday? So with that being said, they want the relationship between the siblings to be more important than this relationship with Donna. And I don't know. It's just whatever. So we get to the dinner. They're talking about the task and the transparency. And then the text messages came about. And Donna saw them. They were not nice. And Donna directs it back to Alexis. Why did you text me saying that I was a dirty whore? And Alexis, again, is denying that she never said that. She would never use that word. I would have rather called you a bitch than use that word. I said, what the hell, Alexis? Just keep it a buck. Look for the damn text messages. You know you have them. Your brother have them. Donna have them. So you might as well just go ahead and say you said it. Because I don't know why Alexis is trying to eliminate herself as if she's not a part of the bullshit, or she hasn't acted out in a way that she thinks it doesn't affect her. Because I feel like she puts herself into a higher bracket of, I am not like her. She cheated on her husband. I'm never going to be like her. I'm never going to stoop to her level. But you kind of did when you texted her, called her a fucking whore. So basically it's kind of like they want to hold Donna accountable, basically hold her accountable in her part of the affair. But Alexis needs to hold her part in how she's treated Donna ever since the affair. She's called her a whore. She said she would rather call her a bitch. So Alexis needs to look in herself and figure out, why is she so hurt about this shit? Why are you so emotionally invested in what your brother did? What your brother did should have affected you where you cannot even live your own damn life. And then she's kind of like, oh yes, her son. Her son goes back to maybe jealousy because how my mother holds her to a higher standard and y'all need to look within. And I don't know. Is it because she's not bowing down to them? She's not begging them to like her? Donna already admitted that, yes, I did have an affair with your brother. Yes. But y'all act as if she's the only one who participated in this. Y'all brother acted on this too. We both cheated on our spouses with each other. But that was so long ago. Our spouses don't care anymore. We are divorced. We're now moving forward to be together. Like, y'all really need to get over this. Day 3. So we see a camera in the sister's room, and the sister looked up on Google to look at her text messages, and she typed in the word whore, and whore popped up on her text messages. So she did admit to calling Donna a whore, but she had to go through her text messages to find out she actually said, a girl, fuck bye. And now she's saying she look inside of herself that when she gets mad, she calls people out their names. Alexis, girl, whatever, go to hell. So then she takes Donna outside to apologize to her because the word whore is something she never would say. But she did look in her Google and popped up the word whore, and she did say it. So she wanted to apologize to her about it and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I don't believe the apology. I feel like the apology was a bunch of bullshit. I think that Alexis knew that she had to come out and say what she said. Otherwise, it would have looked as if, Alexis was just someone who didn't have anything to do with it, but you did. You played a part in terrorizing Donna in this situation, acting as if you don't do it, you don't suit that law, you'll never call her that name girl by. And Donna said, listen, I love your brother, okay? I love your brother so much. And I have a past relationship with things not working out, but that's not going to affect your brother. And then Alexa said she knew Donna before Paul. So I guess the perception of how she knew Donna before she knew Paul made it seem as if, how can this person that I know will go to this length and be a philanderer, an affair, a cheater, and be with my brother? But I felt as though that should not have affected how you saw a person, or you should have communicated that and said, girl, I did not even think you were going to go this route. I did not think you would stoop this low, but I can't say nothing because it's your life. You guys are an adult, but at least you guys were able to get out of this situation. Now you guys are being together. That, because the fact that she looked down upon how Donna and Paul got together, girl, that's not your life. That shouldn't affect you like that. And just want to move forward and start anew. So we get to a session with Tracy. It's been a long 3 days. He got clarity from his sisters, especially what's going on with how cheating could be more than just sexual intercourse. It's all about, talking to another person, hanging out with the other person. So the repair that was damaged years ago has been repaired. So let's talk about the text messages that was sent to her a couple years ago. Alexis did admit she called her a whore after denying it for so long, and that she would never use that word, but when she found out she did, she apologized for it, and now she wants to have a relationship with her. Now we get to the blessing ceremony. Her family said yes. Then we get to Paul's family. 2 of his sisters said yes, but Demetrius, the other oldest one with the dress, she's in the middle. She's not ready to give her blessing because she wanted to see if Donna really loved her brother. She can see that, but yes, she's still stuck in the mindset of how they got together. So because of what took place in the house, she's not convinced that they need to be together. I feel like the sisters were emotionally invested in his marriage, and they're acting as if they should not be on board with him moving on from his marriage. The marriage has been over for more than a couple of years now. The ex-wife is not complaining. The ex-wife probably moved on. Why are you guys stuck in the mindset of we should not have any, what's the word I can't find? We should not approve this marriage. This marriage is not going to last long. But why are you guys so invested in your brother's personal life? That's not y'all business. While you guys can still love and care for your brother, you cannot make him do what he doesn't want to do. You can't make him say he's not marrying Donna. You can't make him say he should get back with the ex-wife. You can't do that. So they got what they wanted. At least majority of the blessing to say they can get married. And then the update. Paul and Donna are communicating better. They're stronger than ever. He is inviting some of his sisters to social events and hang around. And currently, Donna will not wanting to move forward to having a relationship with Alexis. And I'm not mad at that. Don't form no relationship with her. Fuck her. She can go to hell because she was a bitch from the beginning. But like I said, this whole Family Fiancé episode was a freaking mess. You know what I'm saying? Donna and Paul, y'all were liars. But at the end of the day, who cares, okay? Y'all did get together under unforeseen circumstances, but you guys got out of it. Now you guys are going to be together. And your sisters are going to have to get over it. Like, why do they have so much time to be invested in your relationship? Do they not have lives? But y'all, that's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.